Guys, Max Scoville here for Rev 3 Games, and I'm with Dave Bianchi from Deep Silver Volition, and we're going to hang out and play Saints Row 4 right now.
Yes, we are.
Now, Saints Row 4, what is this game about?
Well, it's your fairly standard fare. You're the President of the United States. Aliens have invaded the world and have thrown you into a simulation that's bent on breaking you down and destroying your hope in humanity.
You know, there really are just too many games that are coming out these days that are like that.
Yeah.
It's really a pity. It's just...
Someday we might try to be less derivative, but I mean, for right now, it's working. So
no, this is awesome. And so you're systems designer. What the hell does that mean? Because job titles in this industry are very vague.
Yeah, systems designer is always a fun one to describe to people. But like, if you think of the rules of the game, you know, like how fast are you going to move? What's the behavior of a weapon? What superpowers are you going to have? That's the kind of stuff.
Why would you call that systems designer? That's a great disservice. You work in the candy, puppy dog, and fireworks factory. Let's jump in. Let's take a look at this game.
All right. So
what are you showing us?
The first mission that we're going to jump into is Pierce's loyalty mission. So, in addition to yourself being kidnapped and thrown into a simulation, all of your friends have as well. And each simulation is built on that person's worst fears. So previously we went and saved Pierce from the Saints Flow cans because he's the front-facing face of the Saints. And so Saints Flow cans are all over the place. There's a giant can named Paul that's like 60 stories tall.
Yeah,
and he's trying to kill
I
him.
actually just played that mission downstairs before
Awesome.
you guys showed up. It was one of those things where like people walk by, they're like, "Oh hey, what are you playing?" And I'm like, I look like Anthony Carboni, and I'm shooting rockets at a giant soda, and they're like, "What? Why is this a game? What's happening here?"
Yeah. So once you finish that game, once you free any of your friends within their simulations, they come into yours with you, and then you unlock new quests for them. So we're going to run through Pierce's loyalty quest, which, as you can see from this reward screen, after we finish it, Pierce is going to get superpowers.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hey, boss. I got a tip on one of Zinniac's guys starting shit with.
For those of you guys watching at home, feel free to chime in with questions. We got somebody watching in both of the chats, both on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you have any questions for Dave or for me, or dumb comments, feel free to let those fly. So you're jumping pretty high here. That's a little bit higher than in the previous Saints Row games.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
This isn't full height yet, but it's a little higher. Yeah. You can jump. All told, I think it's somewhere around 70 meters tall. That's a high jump.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Damn it, girl, my mission, my call. There's a shipment of trucks being unloaded at the
Oh wow, I haven't done this one yet. This is.
Start drawing out Zinniac's guys.
Where are her pants?
I'll run, you drive. We'll see who gets there first.
No.
Are you playing as Billy Idol?
Not a
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah, okay.
Together.
Yeah, I wanted to show that we still have the Cockney accent. We get that question a lot.
So these lorries.
A lot,
They loaded with
actually.
something
Yeah.
Zinniac
But it's still
needs.
there.
Are you allowed to talk about any of the other voices you may have in the game at all, or?
Yeah, we have.
Who are they for? Look, all we need to do is
We have the usual 7 voices that we had on Saints Row 3. Zombie has been replaced with Nolan North. And as a new feature with voices, you can now modulate your voice. I was thinking of doing that for this, but I wanted to make sure that we left the Cockney accent untouched. But it's a lot of fun because you can pitch the voices up and down. And with this voice specifically, I love to pitch it up, and you kind of get the
the guy I'm playing with right now. He sounds like a time bandit.
Awesome.
He's just, oh, what are we doing here?
Yeah, if you go pretty far on it, you can get that little worm dude from from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like, no, I said hello, but that's close enough. And totally get that guy.
Now,
It's amazing.
just to back this up, just to drive this home. Finally, there's a game where you can play as a character who's voiced by Nolan North.
Yeah.
Because that's really,
Yeah, I
love
mean,
it. You guys were like, there's too many zombies in games. Let's put Nolan North
Yeah,
voice
the
in there.
funny thing too is like our default player male voice is Troy Baker, and he's in like everything this year
Yep.
too. So we have both of them in the same game. How insane is that?
Oh my god. Yeah, so and you can lower the you should have just like instead of a slider, just have like the gruffness level goes from like, you know, goes from Saints Row voice to you know, to Booker DeWitt to Joel. It's just like the gruffness slider.
All right, so we got to destroy all these trucks, and it's a good place to show off some of our superpowers. Also, our weapon customization. I figured this character would be pretty good to run around with these dual Tommy guns.
Oh, those are fun. Yeah, I was very surprised at the amount of weapon customization you've got. Also, the fact that you guys haven't been sued for it, or not yet anyway.
Yeah, it's always a fine line to tread.
There's some, there's a Jawa gun. There's some stuff in there. We should definitely check that out later. We got some questions from the chat here. Here's a good one. So Ninja004 asks, how did you guys come up with the idea to make the character the president?
How do we come up with any idea? I mean, you always want to escalate, or we always want to escalate. And so, the player's always gone higher and higher and higher in society with every game. So, like, where do you go from, like, basically the ruler of a city? It's the ruler of the free world. Of course, it's not really a free world anymore. It's a world under Zinyak, but, whatever.
Why would you not make the character? I can't think of any other game where you play as the president, really.
There have been a couple. There's some, I forget what it's called, Wolf something, that was, like, absolutely insane. It was a Japanese game. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to show some of the usage of the superpowers. I have to kill these trucks. Trucks have a lot of health.
What's next?
But one way you can make that easier on yourself is to freeze them first. 'Cause when they're frozen, they're all brittle.
I think I saw Mythbusters on that where they froze a monster truck and then shot it with a gun.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
do
that
blow
sounds
up more
familiar.
easily that way.
Yeah.
And you've got
Another good way to take care of it, stomp it in the water. Mm-hmm. That's easy, no problem. Also, you can just pick it up, chuck it in there.
I'm out of trucks.
All right.
Takes care of them quite nicely.
Back in the car.
Notice I'm behind the wheel.
Okay, so another question. Let's see. Death by Pokey7 says, "Is there any point using cars now that you have super jumps? Like you can run faster than anything and jump all over the place, but you're still in a car."
All the cars are still available. We have over 100 cars. They're still fully customizable. And it can come down to play style. A lot of players do find that they use cars a lot less than they have in Saints Row 3. But they're all still there. They're given the same love they're always given. So if what you like is to drive around cars, then by golly, you do that.
And they're singing Bismarcky.
Indeed they are.
What happens?
So, this is the loyalty mission for Pierce. So we try to, show what Pierce is all about. And one of the things Pierce is all about is sing-along.
Singing, yeah, that's true. So you still got all the stuff that, pretty much all the stuff that was in Saints Row 3. You got like car customization. There's all that kind of ground floor layer is still there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now for the superpowers, I'm sort of giving you like guided questions because I have played a chunk of this game, but
sure.
you can't you're not just immediately God mode, right? Your superpowers are you kind of have to upgrade them a bit, right?
Yeah, this is a question that we get a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, your power level will get very extreme by the end of the game, but some of what we've done to combat that is by having aliens as enemies, we can go a lot further with what they can do. So we have enemies that have superpowers themselves. They can jump on top of buildings and chase you down the street at 100 miles an hour. So just because you have these amazing abilities doesn't mean that you're automatically going to win against these guys. There's also, lots of new tiers of guys. We have, in Saints Row 3, we had like a specialist per gang, and then basically you had just grunts all over the place, and then brutes, right? So in this one, we have way more enemy types. Within this mission, we're seeing pretty much just Brotherhood dudes. so it's not really showing it off. But when we get out to the open world, I'll.
And the Brotherhood, they're from Saints Row 2, right?
Yes.
This is something that has been striking me as rather interesting. Is you've got a lot of kind of throwback stuff to the previous games.
Yeah. There's a lot of throwbacks. Not really sure where we started with that, but it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun to kind of reintroduce some of the characters. We have characters from a bunch of different Saints Row games, so fans of the series are going to see a lot of people that they haven't seen for a while. It's just pretty cool.
And you've got Keith David doing a voice again, right?
Yes, David as Keith David.
Right. He's not Julius. He's Keith David.
Right.
Yeah. Of course. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he's himself. Why would that? Yeah.
Yeah. It's been great. He obviously has a good sense of humor, and he's willing to come in and play himself as the Vice President of the United States.
He's one of my favorite voices. I feel like he's just kind of always been talking in my ear in some sense throughout my time listening to things where people talk in them.
As Goliath.
Yep. Goliath, Spawn, and then, put on the sunglasses. Let's see. Smelly Rascals. When's the inauguration station being released?
It's coming out real soon. We haven't announced the date yet, but rest assured, it will be very, very soon.
And is that like the character customization thing?
Yeah. Same as the initiation station was on Saints Row 3. It allows you to customize and build your character ahead of time. The other thing you can do is import characters from Saints Row 3. So really anything that you've uploaded to saintsrow.com, you can download and use in this game.
Okay. And that's all the ones that have existed there. Are they still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything that's up there is still up there.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that there was that. I don't want to bring up terrible things or anything, but there was that brief sort of hiccup where that was hosted on THQ.com, and it was like, oh, my dudes, my Jim Sterling, somebody took him away.
Yeah, that was a concern at one point, but yeah, we did successfully get everything back over.
Here's a good question. Rebcom1807 says, will there be a way to replay previous missions?
Previous missions, no. Missions specifically, a lot of people just call everything missions.
Right.
All the activities, all the open world content is replayable, but
the story missions, you kind of got to go back and...
Yeah.
Okay. So about that, one thing you've changed in the activities that I'm actually really fond of is it's not just a pass-fail thing anymore.
Yeah, we, a lot of activities, we've always had kind of a challenge with balancing them because we want it to be fun for people of various skill levels. And it's really hard, right? You want the activity to be challenging and fun for the high-end player or the casual player that picks it up. So now all of our activities have medals, and you can get bronze through gold. We also have a lot more balancing that happens based on the difficulty level that you chose so that it can work better for everybody that's playing it.
That's good. It's like Angry Birds. You could get 3 stars, but maybe you're only going to get 2. Who knows?
Right, yeah. So bronze means you beat it. Gold means you really took it down.
Yeah. And what about co-op? What are you guys doing with that? You talking about that at all?
Same basic feature set as we had for Saints Row 3. We have full campaign co-op. There are a few co-op specific gameplay modes within the city. You have cat and mouse and death tag. Death tag now has superpowers, so you can freeze your friends and shatter them. Stuff like that. That's
cool. I know that a lot of people were sort of bummed that 3 didn't have competitive multiplayer, but
yeah, it's one of those things where it takes a lot of time and resources, and it's better to focus on what we are doing, make sure we're doing that as well as we can.
Well, having a big sort of open world fighting game almost with superpowers is pretty cool too. Let's see, we got another question. Let's see, Mogwai Monsters question, can you show off the garage system after this mission or at some point? I'd love to see the car summons. Is that doable? Can we go into customization and...
Car summons, yeah. I'm guessing I know what they're talking about. I'm just not sure how they know what they're talking about.
Or just the spoilers, not the spoilers, but like the spoilers you put on cars. We're not going to show any spoilers, guys. We're not going to ruin the game for you.
Yeah, so
we are going to ruin some cars.
One of the things that we've done in this game to try to keep cars, since they can be outclassed in some ways by fully upgraded super movement, we wanted them to remain as relevant as they could be. So we've made getting a car a lot easier process than it has been in the past. And you know, in past games, you've had the vehicle delivery homie who will like drive it up to you. Now that vehicle delivery homie works for every kind of vehicle. You can call in a helicopter and you'll just like spawn inside of it. Since we're in the simulation, we can just like, let's make a vehicle right now. And
it opens up a lot of doors because you really don't have to adhere to reality anymore.
Right.
Because you're in virtual reality.
Who needs reality?
Yeah.
It's boring.
Video games are stupid. Let them be stupid. No, I think that's a lot of fun. Also, you will appear in the car.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying that.
You just pop in there, like you can be just in your VTOL. You just pop into it in the sky and just start flying around.
And of course, you can still do the amazing karate chop through the windshield, or karate kick through the windshield move,
the
right?
Bobukin entries. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can do that while running at super speed too.
Yeah, it makes it a little more difficult. I'm not gonna lie.
It's also unsettling and crazy and hilarious. So there's that. Here's a good one. Rocker9135 says, "Is insurance fraud back in this game?"
Oh yes. Insurance fraud, I believe, is the only activity that successfully made it through every Saints Row game. And it's still consistently like the highest one that people ask about, people love to play. What's great about insurance fraud now, I was just talking about insurance fraud earlier today, about how, it used to be that you want to get onto the freeway because cars drive faster on the freeway and they'll knock you around farther.
Huh.
Well, now you're faster than cars on the freeway, so you can run 100 miles an hour and then ragdoll into a car.
You can also super jump, which there's a lot. It's a different experience. It's kind of like a really advanced Frogger, where you're the opposite of Frogger, where you're trying to get hit by as many cars. But yeah, I think the superpowers, it's one of those things where if you glance at it, you're like, oh, whatever, it's like cheat codes, it's the DLC, but it changes the game quite a bit.
Yeah, it ends up being a pretty significantly different game than what you've had before, but it's all still very familiar, I mean, the core mechanics are still what they were, plus superpowers, and a lot of the superpowers have been built around working with your gunplay that you've always had. So like freeze makes it so that your guns are just more powerful.
And this guy's got a force field on him, which I'm guessing, you gotta use your powers to sort of take that down.
Yeah, so here, I'll use my stomp on this guy. You can shrink him down. It's actually not the best target.
Wow, I don't have that yet. Wow, he's tiny.
Yeah,
Borrowing a little bit from old Duke Nukem there, huh?
These are the superpower elements that you can earn through like side content in the game, and they kind of fundamentally change what your superpower is going to do. So like I just switched over to gravity stomp, so now it'll hold guys in stasis for me. It also, you can see, like picks up their cars. Wow. So if somebody is like hiding behind a car, taking cover behind a car, you can just kind of raise it up and say like, nope, so long, sucker.
Yeah, you're going crazy here. Let's see. Bullet says, "What's the president's worst nightmare?" Do you really?
So your simulation, everybody's simulation is built after your nightmare. And so for you, they've basically destroyed the Saints within the simulation. So it's in Stillport still. Yeah, I see.
Is that
Super Pierce? That's
is he wearing a sombrero?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Everybody gets their own.
He looks like Kung Lao. Yeah.
Yes, he gets a little Kung Lao-y. Everybody gets their own like new costume when they become superpowered. So like that's what Pierce looks like.
What I think is interesting is you guys you could have, this could be a thing where you're the president and you just have a higher level of access to things, and it could be a game where you're in the Matrix, and it could be a game where you're superheroes, but you kind of combined all of them, so it really it's kind of just going overboard in all different directions. But I like that you've got everyone's just becoming superheroes because they can.
Yeah, that's another, the question of whether or not you use cars. If you're going to be a nice guy, you can use a car when your friends don't have superpowers. You don't have to. You can just leave them behind. They'll catch up eventually. They'll find the car. But ultimately you can get them all to have superpowers, and they'll all come around with you. So I figured let's
some
jump
fraud.
in and show a fraud.
Someone has chimed in saying the game where you're the president is Metal Wolf Chaos.
Metal Wolf, thank you.
There we go.
It's insane. You should look up trailers of that game.
Let's see. We got some good questions here. Gravidon 2182 says the Brotherhood. Are we going to be seeing other rival games as well? Ronin, Luchadors.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of throwbacks, as we were talking about before. Not really revealing who they're going to be, but definitely people that haven't been here for a while. They're going to be coming back. Main characters and gang members, and standard grunt type dudes.
Okay. Let's see. Here's a good one. Garaboo Princess says, how big can you make your boobs or butt in this game that you worked on for your job?
Yeah, it was a serious product. You have the same basic dimensions as you had in Saints Row 3. We have some new outfits and costumes and clothing pieces and hairstyles and whatnot. But yeah, so you have the same breadth you had before, and we added some new areas, but
I love that you answered that question seriously. The boobs are about
the same size.
2 out of 10. So you're doing insurance fraud right now, except you're doing super insurance fraud.
Yep. So yeah, you can launch yourself and just kind of keep the combos going forever now. You get so much speed, not even...
It reaches a certain point
I'll apologize to everybody right now because I'm going down an alleyway because I suck, apparently. There's a car.
Where's the hospital?
All right, let's get
some
one in
adrenaline
earnest.
going. Now, what does the adrenaline do? I've never been sure about this.
The adrenaline gives you more air control.
Okay.
And it increases your score as you're doing stuff.
Yeah, I think it
plays not as important a role anymore because you can
fly.
You can fly this fast.
I love that. I feel this is the kind of thing that a lot of studios would maybe accidentally incorporate in their game, or maybe have in debug mode, but don't show that in the final build. And you guys are like, screw it, it's a feature, and it's. It looks so janky just flying around the map, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we try to make games that are fun, right?
Yeah.
So if we have something that's this fun, why would we not
Did you mocap
do
that? Did you get an actual guy and just drag him behind a truck?
You would be surprised what we mocap. We have all these things, all the taunts and whatnot in the game.
Oh
a lot of those are some of our animators. Zach Lowery does a lot of that stuff, and when some of them just become disturbing when you come to that realization.
Do you have new taunts in there?
Yeah, we do. One of the new taunts is one called "Boone Goes the Dynamite." It's named after our lead producer Jim Boone, who did this terrible dance on some video. I forget where it was, but it was bad enough to inspire.
So you guys just you mocap, you recreated it in the game.
Yes.
With that's incredible.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard too. That was one of them that Zach did, and he was having a hard time because he had to accurately redo the terribleness
just
that
the
was
worst
the dance. And it was really hard for him because he kept on we were watching him do it and we're like, no, it's not awkward enough. You gotta let your arms pull through your hips and stuff like that. Things that just shouldn't happen.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you guys get weird, and I'm very happy about it. I don't know. I feel like so many games they're afraid to get strange. It's kind of like with jokes, stuff that happens off the cuff is typically the funniest, and kind of it's what you get. Whose line is it anyway? And with games, you've got hours and hours of QA testing and fine tuning and tweaking, and it very often stuff like that, kind of gets lost in the process. But in your case, you are recreating embarrassing dances.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, we really try to embrace it if we can.
You're tweaking and fine tuning the awkwardness. Let's see. Pete is fat, says. Pete,
By the way, can we just like take a second to appreciate the names that always come out of these
I know.
feeds? It's amazing.
there's been stuff that I couldn't say where I have to stop myself mid. It's like a prank call. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, Pete is fat. He says, "Play the Mad Decent station. I want to hear Riff Raff." Riff Raff's on the soundtrack.
Yes, he's the DJ on the Mad Decent station.
Now that's awesome. Riff Raff, I'm not really familiar with his music, but I found his Vine, which is like the funniest thing I've ever seen. Wow, you just got a gold medal. Good job.
I've done this a few times.
Yeah, you did you work here.
But yeah, I'll throw on the radio.
Cool.
Something that we've done in
We'll
this
talk
game.
over it.
Yeah, we have. You can access the radio anytime. Again, kind of to the point where you have your superpowers and you can run around and not really get into a car if you don't want to. We wanted people to listen to radio whenever they want to. So
That's cool. I mean, you're making a game for people who have played the previous games, and like this is 2013. The novelty of an open world game where you can listen to the radio in a car is kind of a moot point, you know? Mm-hmm. It's sort of a standard thing, so why not make it be a thing you can just kind of roll with?
yeah, and we got. There's also this default one. That's actually a dynamic music system that was put together by our awesome audio dudes that reacts to how you're moving throughout the world and your superpowers.
Really?
Yeah.
So it finds like a tempo or just.
Yeah.
That's-
It does things as you like super sprint. It brings in different parts of the music, and as you do super jumps, it has stingers that are playing through, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Let's see. Naxuro says, "What are some of the new activities in Saints Row 4?"
All right. Yes. Let's. I'll answer that by going to one of them. Let's see, what is this? Speed rifts. Yeah, we haven't shown any speed rifts yet today. All right, so we have 3 different kinds of what we call rifts. There's a character in the game named Sid. He's a intelligent AI within the simulation who you've given a body because he wanted a body. And he's trying to help you take it down. So he's created these rifts throughout the world that are really there for gameplay reasons. What they do is they challenge your capabilities with various superpowers. So this one's going to challenge my speed running capabilities. And so Speed Rift actually kind of plays out like a temple runner.
Run along the path, collecting bits of virus along the data stream.
Okay.
Purple data is larger and therefore worth more to you. The more you collect, the stronger the rift will be. Watch out for the Zin's antivirus programs as they will be laying
Welcome to Quest World.
which will break the flow of your combined virus. Catching up to the Zin will destroy them and aid your virus, however. Good luck.
So yeah, we have a bunch of new activities. We have some new types for some of our activities. Insurance fraud gets a little bonus from the fact that you can run 100 miles an hour. We have new types of mayhem. There's the tank mayhem and on-foot mayhem that we've had in the past, but you can also do UFO mayhem and mech suit mayhem, and some of them have superpowers. We have a brand new Genki challenge called Genki's Mind Over Murder, or Genki's Mom, as I like to call it. And that is all about telekinesis. We have these 3 rifts that this one is all about super speed. There's one all about super gotta concentrate. There's one about super jumping, and then there's a third one that's about telekinesis.
This looks like Guitar Hero.
A little bit. I'm gonna rock out right now.
Oh wow. Star power. Yeah, okay. I mean, it sucks to talk about it because it really is the kind of thing I feel like you need to get your hands on to appreciate. But The addition of superpowers in a game where you typically didn't have superpowers, it changes the game a fair amount.
Yeah, it's fairly surprising. The good news is it's only 19 days away from people getting their hands on it.
There you go.
Perhaps there is hope after all.
Now, good question is, somebody asked this. Let's see. I haven't. Guido2255 says, I haven't played a Saints Row game. Do I have to know 1, 2, 3 to know 4?
You definitely don't have to know them. I mean, you're going to get some more references with these characters that are making comebacks that you wouldn't get, but the story definitely works as a standalone. There's a lot of comedy that you'll get anyways. I wouldn't worry too much
Just
about
swearing. If you don't get the references, there's always, they say swears, so there's that, you know.
There are a couple swears in the game.
Now, I got a question. This is a sort of a personal question. Is the Penetrator coming back?
What's the official word on that? So, if you
Do I have to buy it? Are you guys gonna sell it as DLC?
No.
That would be so cruel.
It's not on the official weapon roster, but if you search hard enough, you'll find what you're looking for.
Huh. I have one right here. Just figured I'd bring this out.
Did you carry that on you all the time?
I don't know. I figure you're coming on the show. I might as well have it. It kind of broke. We got some heavy use. Do you have any tips on repairing this? I mean, you are a systems designer. I just, I don't know.
All I know, my favorite thing about those that I've always heard is that they're apparently medical grade. I don't even know what that means.
That's a very Victorian use of a dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's upsetting. I bet IGN didn't whip one of those out. Now the kids at home want to see what this looks like. They're gonna make animated GIFs out of this, and they're gonna be all over my Twitter feed. It's gonna be terrible. Let's see. Morakad says, there are places like the zombie area in Saints Row 3?
Zombies do make a comeback. There's no specific zombie island like there was in Saints Row 3. But
that was a weird
definitely
surprise.
Be seeing them.
Yeah, that kind of took me off guard in 3. Just kind of having a zombie outbreak area, kind of randomly. You've got aliens,
Things
you know.
happen.
I didn't really think this through. He's gonna have me keep this up for the entire interview. Let's see. Real Box Production says, will we be forced into activities?
No, there's nothing
You don't
making you do.
You don't have to buy the game. You could.
I mean,
because,
in the past, like in Saints Row 3, we had kind of the sampler of every activity type that you did through the crit path. I assume that's what they're talking about. But yeah, that's one of the things that we identified that we don't really want to make people do that stuff. If they want to do it, they can. There's a ton of unlockables that you can get through doing activities. I'll show the quest screen in a second.
Okay, yeah, you got side quests too, which is.
Yes.
I feel like if that was present in the previous games, it wasn't presented as such. It wasn't really as clear cut.
They're a way of kind of wrapping all of our side content up in a nice little package. Now you can still go and do all of that stuff by just going there in the world and starting it up. You can find stuff on the map that you want to play, and it all works the same as it used to, or you can do it as part of a quest. And each quest, as you see all these side quests at the bottom right there, everything has a reward on it. Everything. There are so many rewards in this game, it's insanity. Trying to think, I think we have, it's well over 200 unlockables.
Oh wow.
But I don't know what the real number is.
Now you obviously you have money. You have you have cash. I'm saying it's the currency, and then you've also got. How do you unlock different things? There's sort of different types of rewards here.
Yeah. So whenever you finish a quest line section, and a section includes multiple things. Like you can see, I have multiple hackings that I need to do in order to unlock that one. This one gives you the collectible finder, and I need to do these 3 different activities in order to do that. So you can unlock them that way. You can also buy upgrades like you did in Saints Row 3. You can kind of get them a la carte, whatever you want to upgrade into. We also have superpower upgrades, which are over here. And those go, you're going to find these blue orbs called clusters all over the world. There's tons of these things. And you can kind of, I would bet, I'd be willing to bet that you've found yourself lost just going in.
I was about to say it is. Yeah, it's one of those very
things,
distracting.
It shouldn't be that addictive, but it is.
Yep.
It just is.
Now, is there a finite number of them? Or are they like spaced out kind of? You went down and put them down on the map, and there's a set number?
They're all hand placed.
Okay.
There's a set number.
Because that would just be cruel if they regrew or whatever.
Yeah. So all those power your superpower upgrades. And then the last place that we have unlockables that I didn't show yet is challenges. We have all these challenges like we've had in past Saints Row games. We heard from some players that they more appreciated the way that we did things on Saints Row 2, which was like, do 6 instances of insurance fraud and you'll get some specific reward instead of buying them from the store.
Yeah.
So now I think
I was one of those guys, actually.
Now we have the best of both worlds. So if you do, like Genki's mom, if you get all the silvers for an activity, you get something from that. If you get all the golds in an activity, you get something from that too. So this is where like all those numbers of unlockables that we have in the game, there's just so many ways to get them that they're just freaking everywhere.
What? Those were some weird ladies.
Oh yeah, around the rift, I probably should explain that. Around the rift, things get a little crazy because you're like destabilizing the simulation. So people get a little weird.
Okay. Oh, that is unsettling. I actually hadn't seen that before. That's great. Let's see. We've had a few requests for Superpowered Fight Club. Would you be willing to show that off?
Sure.
People are making comparisons to Crackdown and Prototype. How would you respond to that? Can you drive cars in Prototype?
You could drive certain vehicles, not everything. Right? You could. Yeah. I think you could get like helicopters and APCs after you got certain upgrades.
But those games take themselves so seriously.
That is a big difference here. Yeah,
like I mean, sure. I was like, you got like Infamous and you got Prototype, and they're so dark, so gritty, and it's like we've never had that that stupid, goofy, fun superhero open world experience yet. So
yeah, these powers are there for you to have fun with.
God, look at you go, just jumping and leaping. You can glide.
Yeah, this isn't actually even fully upgraded powers. You can get around a little faster later. Oh, I went to Mayhem. Why did I do that?
Yeah, I think that the build I played at E3 was like, go nuts in the open world. Here you have all the powers at your disposal. And it was simultaneously overwhelming and underwhelming because I was like, well, that's everything. I don't know. And it's like when you kind of start off fresh, there's that urge to like, I need more. I have to go faster. I want to jump higher. Like I want to get really super powered.
Right, yeah. For demos, we generally like pump you up a little bit and let you play around with it. There were definitely things that we did not show there. For instance, we didn't show anything about our power elements at all. So in the demo, we had Freeze Blast.
Oh, look at them.
Freeze everybody and shatter them, and it's a good time to be sure. But now, when you do all that side content and you unlock the different elements, you can get like Fire Blast. Fire Blast is pretty straightforward. Throw things, set them on fire.
Yep.
Then there's also all those glitches that we were seeing before. There's a Glitch Blast.
Oh.
And when you glitch people, you also like mind control them. So that guy's on my team right now. Nobody around me is starting up trouble, but that man is a friend of mine. There we go.
Wow.
So those can change how things play out.
Can I see another Glitch Blast?
Yeah.
This is so great because there's stuff that I haven't discovered in the game. What is she doing? That is a nightmare. That is an absolute nightmare. Just send that running at somebody.
All right, so let's see what we got here. Fight Club. So Superpower Fight Club, you get no weapons. It's just your fists and your superpowers, and you try to kill people as fast as you can.
Each round pits the player against tougher and tougher enemies. Prove your worth, and you'll be rewarded with a boss battle. The faster you
That's a nice reward there, a boss battle. Rocky Patano says, will the PC version be supported for modding?
Yeah, we're actually putting in a lot of new mod support. There's guys at the studio working on that right now. It's a pretty fun thing. There's a lot of guys that basically they're giving up their own free time in order to add a lot of mod support, which is just amazing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean
it's incredible.
That makes such a difference. I feel like in the kind of the mileage people get out of games. I mean,
yeah. So there are things that really dedicated PC players have been amazing and made their own mods, despite the fact that we never really had any official support there, and just kind of figured things out themselves. But this time we're gonna try to give everybody some help.
That's
so
cool.
There's some new tools that are coming
and
down.
has that ever been in a Saints? I'm not sure if that was. I know that wasn't really in 3 so much. And was that in 2 at all?
No, we've never done mod support before, so
Okay.
it's a brand new thing for us. We're pretty excited about it.
That's so nice to hear, because it means that really in like a matter of weeks after this game gets released, there's going to be full nudity, and you can play as an elephant.
Something to look
You know,
forward to.
every superhero. You know, it's. I'm always just amazed at the stuff that you know the modding community does for stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, we get asked, where would you go next all the time in the studio? And, you know, players are going to be able to kind of make that decision themselves, which would be pretty amazing.
Burning Man!
Let's see, what else do we have? Rebcom1807 says, what role do Kinsey and Matt play in the story in a non-spoiler way? Can I feel this one? They're hackers.
Sure. Yeah, they're hackers.
You're in a virtual reality environment. The hell do you think? Like,
you got it.
Yeah,
you got it right,
right?
Max. You got it right. You know, you've been moving up in the world. Matt's actually done the same. You know, he escaped your grasp in Saints Row 3, and now he works for MI6, or did before the world went to hell, and everybody got invaded. But yeah, so he's one of the guys that you save. You can do a loyalty mission for him too. He's got an amazing superpower costume, and just a great loyalty mission. If you haven't done that one yet,
I'm fond of it.
It is so much fun. That's one of those things that our writers just had a lot of fun writing.
Yeah, you guys went pretty weird. Here's a good one. America DRM. That's a screen name. Will there be sunlight in the game, because it seems really dark?
You know, so a lot of the game is in the darkness because Zinyak is trying to break you down. One of the things that our artists have worked on in this game is they've created a color script that goes across the entirety of the campaign. And so early on in the game, it's going to be full-on night. And the farther that you get, the more that you kind of exert your authority over the simulation, the brighter it'll become until the end of the game. You know, you're going to see stuff that's much more like daylight.
Oh, wow.
And
but there's no like day-night cycle?
There's no day-night cycle, but when you beat the game, you can actually get the ability to set the time of day by yourself.
Oh.
And we have a bunch of like special case ones that don't exist elsewhere in the game.
Oh, really?
Our lighters have put together. Yeah, so it can be a lot of fun.
That's actually that's pretty cool. I had no idea. I mean, I was assuming that you guys have done some weird things with the engine, I feel like, because you're moving so quickly across the environment. I imagine I figured that it was kind of
that 2 seconds.
That's
2 seconds.
I had one of those the other day. That's
Sorry.
always a good feeling. No. Yeah, I mean, it's I imagine much more kind of technically demanding to have things kind of rendering so quickly around you, and to allow players to just, because I mean, you don't just make everything kind of pop up all at once when you load the game up. There's things that kind of appear as you're near them, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trickery that has to happen to make really any video game a reality, but
Yeah.
open world games present so many interesting challenges. It's going to be awesome to get into the the new generation of systems and
Yeah.
get some more memory to work with, and something we look forward to quite a bit.
I was little tiny guy. Get him, kill him. I like the fact that you have to bring back your own day-night cycles is an interesting way of going about it. I actually really like that. We got some questions. Was watching the stream with my little bro when the dildo bat got pulled out. I told him it was a broken rifle from the game, then slowly scrolled down. What's wrong with you? This is for adult people or something. Nichols B says, can you still recruit gang members?
I assume he means people off the street, I'm guessing?
Yeah, or
And you can.
followers.
If what he means is you're getting homies, you can
Yeah.
do that too. So in all cases, yes.
Okay, and
I
you can still
think.
customize them to look like dominatrixes and strippers and ninjas and stuff?
Yeah, you still have the game
Okay.
customization options you've had in the past, and
Yeah.
and like we saw with Pierce, when you finish the loyalty mission for any of your 9 closest friends, then they get their own special superpower costume, and so that changes them a bit as well.
Question, will we see some new cribs?
The cribs, so I've actually gotten asked that multiple times today. The cribs as such are not coming back because Zinyak his whole goal with this simulation is to break you down. And so everything that you used to own, all the stylings you used to have, he's twisted them or removed them. All the Planet Saints have been rebranded as Planet Zin, and so all of your old hideouts he's kind of destroyed, and they're there in the world, destroyed and kind of cybery looking. Maybe we'll come across one later, but I'll show you what has kind of replaced them in this game, which is our gateways.
Oh.
So through the gateways, you can do the same kind of stuff you used to have. If you press X here, you can go in and
Can we
change your
check out the wardrobe?
and- Sure.
Kids are asking to see the clothes.
I don't have much unlocked on this character.
Can we go shopping?
We can go shopping. That is something that can
What's
happen.
outfits? Somebody asked about that actually.
Outfits is like you can save. Like I can save this as a
Okay.
setup.
That's not new, is it?
No, that was
Yeah,
in
okay.
Saints Row 3 as well. And then once you've saved it, you can load any of your saved stuff. It's just a way to get back and forth around your different looks. When I played through Saints Row 3, I played with like 5 different friends, and each friend I played with a totally different character. Right?
Oh, that's cool.
And so like you can go through the outfits to like change. I'd have different clothes, different voice, different vehicle for each character, different radio stations they listen to.
Oh, that's intense. Are you one of those guys who like in Skyrim or whatever, you have to eat 3 times a day and you sleep every night?
Traditionally, I am not at all. The only game that I do anything like that for is Saints Row, in all honesty, because the breadth is there, You get so many options that you can really go to town with the character.
Yeah. Let's go shopping. Can I pick out a cool outfit?
Yeah,
Quick
let me
dress
show
up?
one thing real
Sure.
quick, and then we'll go shopping, Max. So this is kind of where the crib has gone.
Oh yeah. What could this strange thing be that I have never seen before?
Yeah, it's a mystery to you.
I mean, I don't want to allude to what I've seen that I can't talk about because reasons, but hey,
Yeah.
my goodness, this reminds me of certain BioWare games, maybe.
Yeah, there are a couple things that it's paying homage to. So this is what we generally on the team call the Nebuchadnezzar Normandy, and this is a ship within the real world where everybody that you save.
Oh, excuse me. What do you do? What is that? What is that? What is the option there? What does that say? Does that say Romance Shandy?
It does.
Did you just sell a whole lot of copies of this game?
It does.
You want to leave that a surprise?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to show it. But it's kind of a standard thing when you go and get all these people,
When people are in space,
close
they're
friends,
gonna,
you know.
they're gonna try and have sex with each other. It's
Yeah,
just really, come on.
It's like the sailor thing, you know. You've been out at sea all this time. You're out in space.
I love. Romance vice president.
So this is kind of what your crib is now. It's a ship in the real world. You know, I don't have any superpowers here. I'm just a normal dude. But you can come here. This is where you get a lot of your side quests, and you turn
Romance
it into all
Pierce.
your friends. Yeah, you can romance everyone you want, pretty much.
That's good, because games.
It's a game. It's a game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this is a game that is catering to my inner 12-year-old on just like every level.
I'll just show one, and again, I'm not going to show it. I'll just leave it to the imagination. Romance Sid.
Where? Oh. Where would you put? I don't. Well, I guess we'll have to find out
Yeah.
in a little while when the game comes out. Who knows?
All right, so let's go shopping.
Okay, sounds good. We got a question while we're going through this rift here. Will there be the option, this is from PB Honda, will there be the option to downgrade your weapon upgrades and regular upgrades? Invincibility and dual wielding is cool, but the option to take it off would be nice.
You know, we don't. It's kind of a one-way street still. Once you get upgraded, you're going to be upgraded. You can, with the weapon upgrades, you can define what you want more individually now. So, you know, previously, where did my... Could have sworn I set a GPS. So before in Saints Row 3, you know, you might have an upgrade that said, like, you know, it gives you a little bit of more clip size and more accuracy, and it's kind of all bundled into one. Now you can pick and choose what you want to invest in individually. We can show if we do a little clothing shopping. We can show like
what's that lock mean?
Weapons do.
You have to hack it.
Yeah. So Zinyak, you know, in Saints Row 3, you went around and you had to spend your hard-earned money to buy all the stores. So now Zinyak has locked down everything in the city. So in order to get access to it, you have to go through a quick little hacking game. This is obviously not the hardest it'll ever become. This would be a very early game version of it, and the more that you do, the harder it's going to become. So now, you know that that's
there's like one guy out there who's like, yes, hacking mini games with extra challenge.
So, you know, now I have that area of the map. You know, we have the same city takeover system. Here we go.
I prefer the hacking to unlock stores because before it was like I'd buy them and then I wouldn't have any money to buy stupid fake outfits.
You know what? Now that, well, we can look through here. But I was thinking about it, and we probably actually should go to Let's Pretend, because that's got a lot of the new like
what's in Suits?
Outfit.
Suits is always a good quick way to kind of. Oh, we know that one. So there's some old favorites.
Madame President.
Oh my.
Get yourself a sexy spacesuit or a normal spacesuit.
So for people who want to play a game where you can be Sarah Palin, you got 2 games to look out for: Saints Row 4 and Bayonetta 2. Oh, look at that, vectors and things.
So let's see. Yeah, I think a lot of the new guys. Oh, this is a little vintage. Mr. It's weird. Why is Mr. President an outfit? Mrs. President or Madame President is a suit.
So lots of cross-dressing and, you know, weird stuff.
To your heart's content. Yeah, let's go. Let's jump over to Let's Pretend.
That sounds good.
There's some new fun stuff over there.
Spartan Deluxe asks 2 questions, one of which is really stupid. Are different story endings possible, and then any sort of moral choice? I know what he means by moral choice, but, you know.
Right.
I feel like the people who were interested in moral choices might have been scared off from Saints Row a long time ago.
Yeah, we don't really do much with morals. That's not really what we're known for.
Kind of the opposite, I would say.
But as for, like, you know, what's going to happen in the story, we're not really revealing much yet. We want people to, you know, experience it as they play through the game, so we don't want to spoil things for people. But either way, moral is a weird term
Yeah.
for Saints Row.
You can kill someone with a tentacle on a stick, and they'll explode into chunks.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Morally.
you know, morally speaking, that's questionable. All right, guys, we have another 25 minutes left. Let's go play dress up. What do you guys want to see? Let us know in the chat. We've got people spying on you. We've got our own personal NSA employee, Nick, in there is answering your questions and reading things. Anyway, let's see. Red Medic would like to see Mech Mayhem. Pretty interesting. That's a new thing. You've got a mech.
Yeah.
Because why not? How does the mech work? How does is it cool? I know the answer to that.
No, it's a lame mech.
It's a really crappy mech.
We felt like the cool mech was done. You know, everybody has done that one.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, what would it be like if it sucked?
Yeah, you have to spend all your money on it, and it still doesn't work. It's just, it's a money pit.
Yeah. No, the mech is like insanely powerful. That's actually kind of a fun, weird thing that you wouldn't think of until you work on a game like this, is when you make the mech, like the first iteration of the mech, which was like insanely powerful, right? But why would you get in a mech if you have superpowers? So it becomes this weird thing where you need to find, like, why is being in a mech not enough? It's a weird place to be, right?
Yeah.
So, you have to find new things that the mech can do and bump its power up a little bit more. Let's see, yeah.
Can you
here
get
we go.
can you, oh,
There's
what?
a new outfit.
What?
How about that?
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no way. Just so you guys can, you get the colors. You can't change the colors on that?
It's an outfit, so no.
Oh man. It's Boba Fett.
I think some of those pieces are available outside of the outfit menu,
Okay.
though, so.
Oh man, look at these guys. So you could really just, Star Wars 1313 got canceled, but hey, Saints Row 4. Let's check out the hats. Oh no. Good heavens. So you could be a Pikmin too, probably.
You could be a Pikmin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why buy other games when you could buy this game and put those games in this game? Now, I got a lot of these guys from the, oh, you didn't. You just, well, we have to buy that.
Yeah, feel
Because
free.
of the kids, they're into that. What color is the, sure. Yeah. What I wear under
That
there.
looks, this box head dude.
I'm a YouTuber. Oh my. Okay, yeah, you got lots of stuff here. This is good. Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah, kind of the way that a lot of things have come out into this menu, because we've done a lot of regular clothes, right? And this game kind of asks for non-regular clothes.
Right.
So a lot of stuff ends up going into Let's Pretend.
Let's get a cool bra. Let's get a really cool bra. I don't know. I mean, I'm tired of games with really dumb bras.
There you go.
Oh, okay,
Boba Fett backpack.
okay.
So now you can be a blockhead guy with a Boba Fett backpack.
Yeah, sure. And this isn't Boba Fett, of course, not remotely
No.
affiliated with
Legally
Lucasfilm
distinct,
LLC or anything like that. No,
yada, yada, yada.
obviously.
You can get his gun too.
Oh, really? Shit, I haven't got that yet. Yeah, you guys put a ton of nerd references. Somebody asked here, please tell me there are more Transformer references. I missed the swindle. I hope I can recreate some G1 love with the mech suit. Will there be Gundam references? How many armor parts are there? This is from
Wow.
Lord Vipes. That's a is there mech customization at all?
The mech, unfortunately, is not customizable. We have plenty of cars that are vehicles of all types, but the mech, unfortunately, isn't. The mech is kind of a construct of the real world, which is kind of why you don't really have access to that kind of stuff in the real world. And then we also bring it into the game world just so you can have fun.
Renew 1098 says, can he play from the female perspective soon?
Yeah, we could.
You want to go get a
switch
sex
over to-
change?
Yeah.
Why not?
have a hard time finding my way out of here. There.
Everybody wants to see some flying vehicles. Can you? Why don't you call? Oh, who needs a flying vehicle? I love that you're jumping while wearing a jetpack.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you pull out a phone and get a vehicle delivered? Show that off.
Yeah. I don't think I have any vehicles. Let me grab a vehicle and we can kind of show off that whole system. So it's a simple. This. Jump in the vehicle. You see that little icon on the bottom right. Do it again. Whoop.
Okay.
That means it's registered.
Huh.
So now I can have this vehicle whenever I want.
That lamp has a nice butt. That's a sexy lamp you got there.
Let's see.
I love that.
These guys. Got a temptress. Out of the car, lady. Come on. Oh, dude. Sorry. Sorry, sir. Sorry. All right. So then, once you've registered a car or two, you can go into the phone. Vehicle delivery,
You bet, boss.
and just
Okay.
pick whichever vehicle
Yeah,
you
so
want.
that's
let's say we want the Phoenix. Boom!
You're in it.
I'm now in the car,
Cool.
and we still have
and does that apply to air vehicles too, as well?
air vehicles. You'll just like pop into it in the air, ready to go.
Do you guys have boats?
Boats actually have gone away. Unfortunately, we have crazy water. Like it's a simulation, so the water got a little crazy.
Yeah, the water kind of turned into.
And the boats just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of like 16-bit water, sort of. A little bit glitchy. There's no boats in cyberspace. What's wrong with people?
Cyber boats. What is this thing? It's
The Hat Guy 11. Do you have superhero costumes in Saints Row 4?
yeah.
Did you just tune in? Like what?
There are a few.
You have superpowers. Why would you not? Like what? What a silly question. Isaiah Deor says, "Is the prostitutes?"
I don't know what. Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
There to be them.
Here's going. America DRM asks again, will there be any costumes that give you extra power bonuses?
The costumes themselves, we try to separate that completely, so that you can decide what you look like, and powers are completely independent of that. So we're not kind of impressing our own wishes on what you look like, what you do.
But the picking out different outfits will give you little perks and things here and there, right? Isn't it like XP or something?
Yeah, I mean you'll earn XP through buying anything, any money.
Just like real life, you get more experience by buying things.
Yeah.
Let's customize the rocket launcher.
All right.
I haven't seen that yet. Oh.
All right. So this is what I was talking about. Like every weapon has multiple pips, so you can upgrade to kind of standard fare. Everything also has an ultimate upgrade. So in this case, you get guided missiles.
Ooh.
I'll show a couple more weapons and their ultimate upgrades in a second. And then the big new feature is customization. So, initially this is actually a customized one. This would be the default. And customization does a couple different things. You can do different skins. You can have one made of wood.
And that's an ice cream rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we also have full model swaps. Like the Fujitivo.
Oh, man.
And the potato gun.
Oh, that is awesome. I had one like that.
So yeah, all you got to do is buy them, and then when you go back out.
What's that other gun there? Can you show that?
Which one?
The second one in the Alien RPG. What's that? Is that just an alien?
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one it's a little more powerful, but you have to charge it up before you shoot it.
Make it purple.
We can do that.
Yeah.
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 Saints purple.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
better. I don't want any alien looking. They all just look like Nerf guns. I love it.
So yeah, and like I said, a lot of our weapons are kind of themed after recognizable
I've seen that somewhere
things.
before, I think.
You've probably seen them in dreams.
Yeah, that
probably
must be
never
it.
in a like.
Yeah.
Anything
I mean, do
legally-
androids stream of customizable weapons? Who knows?
And when you do these customizations, you can do different things. You can have one made of wood. 'Cause it would be one thing.
Yeah.
Anything
I mean, do androids stream of customizable weapons? Who knows?
Who knows? And when you do these customizations, you can a lot of times it'll change not just the model, but you'll get different visual effects and sound effects with that weapon as well. Like this guy sounds completely different than a regular pistol. Let's see.
What's the silliest weapon in the game?
Silliest way. I mean, we got the dubstep gun.
That's pretty silly.
There's that.
That's pretty silly.
We have some other ones. There's like a bounce rifle that jumps around. Yeah, see, here we go. Our
What do you
our
know?
legally distinct renegade pistol.
Looks
And the
just
red-
like a regular
and the
broom
red
handle
shirt
Mauser that
special.
somebody just, you know, glued some camera parts to.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, the dubstep gun is definitely high up there. We have a lot of interesting weapons. This bounce rifle kind of shoots a shot that bounces off enemies and jumps around. It's really good in close quarters where you have like a big group of guys that are all close together because it'll just ping pong around inside them. So yeah, dubstep gun's a good point. That's a good point.
So here's a good question.
Abduction gun.
Ooh, show that one off.
We actually have, there's 30, I want to say 30
30?
playable weapons in the game.
Oh
Yeah.
man, pretty
It's
good.
purple too.
Good. Yeah, we got purple guns.
And there's more skins that you can unlock as you play through the game and complete challenges and whatnot.
No, I think this is probably worth bringing up. This sort of seemed like it was starting out as, or this was originally going to be DLC. What was this? What was this? Explain. How did Enter the Dominatrix go from being a kind of standalone thing that was coming out last year to being like a full thing? I don't. You know what I'm saying? It started out as DLC, and then it became a full game, and then it became an even fuller game, and now there's going to be DLC for this thing that started out sort of as DLC. What's the story there?
So Superpower is kind of started on as part of Saints Row 3 DLC. The Trouble with Clones pack, I think, was the one that had superpowers in it. And obviously they went over pretty well. And so we wanted to expand on that. And so we were doing a DLC, a bigger DLC expansion for Saints Row 3 that we called Enter the Dominatrix. You know, we had the April Fool's joke / announce for it. But then we wanted to make a game, like the full game. It was going well. It was still pretty early. It was going well. And so really we just wanted to give the superpowers what they should be, right? They need a full game. And so what we did instead is that project went away and we were working on Saints Row 4, so we pulled superpowers into Saints Row 4 and things got crazy from there.
Okay. And now Enter the Dominatrix, is that still coming out as DLC?
Yeah, we have an Enter the Dominatrix DLC pack. It's the only one that we've announced so far. There's going to be more, but it's going to be DLC. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek way of looking at like the game that could have been, and you'll see if you look at that DLC, you'll see that the game was ridiculously different than what we have in Saints Row 4.
So, I mean, I would say since 3, there's been a pretty good job at making fun of video games while being a video game. Mm-hmm. Would it be kind of a little bit of inside baseball, kind of making fun of how games are made at all, or is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
We definitely, I mean, our writers like to break that wall that is the 4th, and so they have a lot of fun writing that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else? Is there anything that you have requests for things to look at?
Let's check out an activity. What? Oh, can you do a compliment or a taunt right now?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go hit on these cowboys here.
What's up, buddy? This is actually, that's Boone Goes the Dynamite.
Oh wow.
I forgot that I had that on this character.
And there's a little noise.
It's
that
got
goes
its
with it?
own music.
Oh
yeah.
boy. Let's see. Let's jump in. Can we do a Mech Mayhem at this point, or is it?
Here we go. It's a taunt. Cha-chi, cha-chi. Yeah. Mech Mayhem, absolutely.
I think people
Here's
want to
one.
see that beautiful robot. Here's a good question. Brian Twitch So will the Saints Row series feature superpowers from now on? What happens next? Because where do you go from here? You're wearing a Minecraft helmet and a Boba Fett jetpack and flying in VR. And you're the president.
Yeah.
You kind of
all the things you said are true.
You sort of painted yourselves into a corner here.
Well, you know what? People said that a lot after Saints Row 3. Where can you possibly go from Saints Row 3?
Well, that's only direction is up. No, I mean, I think it's cool that you guys have kind of not really been afraid to break out of the confines of what I mean, Saints Row 1 was, for a lot of people, I think, sort of, it was sort of, it was similar to that other game about stealing cars, you know? And it was kind of a more serious kind of gangster thing, and you did the crimes.
I've always thought that, like, where the Saints Row series has gone is kind of where it always wanted to be, but like, we needed to build up with each game where we've gotten more confident and sure that, like, what we're doing is fun and people like it, and as long as it's fun and people like it, like, we've gotten more and more confident to the point of, you know, let's just do it more. Let's make it crazier than before.
Yeah, I mean, I think it, you know, alienated some people who were like, man, I want to be the toughest gang member leader guy, and that's okay. Like, they can go play the serious crime games, you know.
There are serious games.
You get a robot in this
one. You
one.
can definitely get what you want.
So here's Mech Mayhem. And you're shooting stuff.
Mech has a little bit of power on it.
Yeah.
It's got a little power.
You can blow up some stuff with that. So you got rockets. It's similar to a tank, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the
tank that
you've got the jets. Yeah, they're okay. Is the VTOL back in this?
VTOL is back. We have some new vehicles that use that kind of motion, like our UFOs. The aliens have UFOs that they can fly around in. They also have, like, these smaller vehicles that we generally call trouble bubbles that they'll come in, and it's like a single man vehicle that they'll attack you with. Actually, it looks like I have a UFO behind me somewhere. Where are you, UFO?
Where is that?
Up. Yep.
Oh, there you go. So there's a UFO.
So there's a UFO. Let's kill that UFO.
Somebody at Volition likes Tron. Trevor Chapman asks, do aliens kind of replace cops in the game?
You know, we actually have cops and aliens. So this whole simulation is built around, you know, breaking you down, right?
It's like the Matrix if Agent Smith was aliens.
Right. So the first level of notoriety is still going to be cops, at least early on in the game. And once you've kind of showed yourself to be more than mere cops can handle, they'll, like, morph into aliens right in front of you.
It's very
and
Matrix-y,
continue to fight.
What? How do you lower your notoriety?
That's a good question. So, you know, in previous games, notoriety has always been a one-way street, and it's kind of been this thing where once you start making trouble, then somebody gets mad at you, which spawns another guy who you have to kill, and then people just get more mad at you, and it just keeps on escalating, and really the only chance you have to get rid of it is pretty much to die. And so that's something that we definitely wanted to address. So we have two different ways of getting rid of notoriety. Let's see if I can get some
Just
people angry
mess some stuff up. Get gnarly. Let's get some notoriety here. Oh boy, that's the alien rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like many of the alien weapons, if you look at the bottom right of the screen, a lot of the alien weapons, they go on a charge. They don't really have ammo. So they have this different bonus. But when you know, like right now, it's out of charge. I have to wait for it to charge back up. So they're great weapons to use occasionally and get this, like, you know, super bigger than our RPG kind of shot. But it's not going to be all the time thing. Let's switch over to this guy. There's another new weapon. This is the disintegrator rifle.
Ooh.
All right, so now that I've angered these guys, I'm going to go after one of our ways to clear notoriety, which is the Golden Sid. And the Golden Sid is the non-aggressive way to get rid of notoriety.
Huh. So it's a little gold thing you have to chase down.
Yeah. So if you successfully catch the Golden Sid, and this guy's pretty quick, if you successfully catch him, then you'll clear your notoriety right away.
You gotta go after him, yeah.
He's intent on making me look
So Harry
like a
Potter
fool.
fans rejoice. Finally, the Quidditch game for you is here.
Gotta get there before I actually just run out of
that speed is really,
There we go.
really satisfying.
We're better than I thought.
And then the other option for the more aggressive players, which I'll admit I am one of those, you can actually fight right through notoriety now. If you keep on fighting, you'll go up a level and another level and another level, all along fighting new enemy types and new tricks up their sleeve.
Huh.
But then when you get to the top level, then you'll spawn a super alien called the Warden that has superpowers. He has one of those shields that you have to take down with your superpowers.
Okay.
And
If you kill him, you're
just
cool then, or?
yeah. If you kill him, then that'll clear your notoriety as well. And going either route gives you like a small reward as well. You can get yourself some respect.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought the way you guys make games, it's like you look at how people play. Well, initially I would say it was like you watch people play San Andreas, and it's like, this is how people play games. They want to run around with the dildo and have pink hair and like fly in a jetpack and be extra stupid and just cause as much mayhem as possible. And now I feel like you're looking at how people play your games and expanding from there. But I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is when you get your kind of your notoriety up to a certain point, that's kind of a game in itself, is just cause as much havoc as you can, and if you can fight through it, that becomes something else. Let's see. You guys are asking to see more story missions. We already showed our story mission. We have one allotted story mission we can show off.
Yeah, we're not showing any other story missions, not right now. Here's a new enemy type. These guys have superpowers.
Oh.
So they can jump around town. They can chase you down a lot better than like
Run away.
our
See
gang
what happens
members.
when you run away from them.
Let's see, where'd he go?
Because you can run really
There you go,
fast.
there
So
you
it's.
are. Hopefully we'll see him kind of dark.
Oh man.
Buddy. And these teleport. Oh, there he goes. Hello. So they're going to make a harder target. They have bigger weapons than normal guys. We also have these teleportals that aliens will spawn in through these things, so you really want to take them down as fast as you can.
I'm actually really into this whole like Minecraft Boba Fett teenager.
Yeah, I think we've created something special here.
Oof, and there's that. They can do a cannonball.
Too bad for you.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see people becoming all my favorite Marvel Universe characters and running around as Jean Grey and lifting up cars or being Cannonball and slamming into the ground.
You know, there's a character I made the other day that surprisingly ended up very Jean Grey-ish. And I didn't mean that, but it was the point where, you know, whenever I saw her in cutscenes, I was like, whoa, what just happened? Like, when did I do that?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, like the customization is fun. You know, when you're running around doing things, you're like, haha, look at that. And then when you get into a cutscene, it can be a little bit unsettling.
Yeah.
I made a fairly, I would say, obscenely accurate version of myself for Saints Row 2. And it was great when I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm jumping and running. And then it would be a cutscene and I'm like drinking a 40 and then killing somebody. And I'm like, well, the first part looks eerily real and the second part looks unsettlingly real. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, I remember on Saints Row 2, I actually made this guy that used to work at Volition, and he didn't anymore. And it had been years since he worked there. And so I couldn't remember. I remember when I made his character, I couldn't remember what his voice sounded like, so I didn't know what voice to choose. But then when I saw my character of him talking in a cutscene, I remembered what his voice sounded like, because it was close enough, and I was like, what?
That's very unsettling.
So here's one of those vehicles that acts like a VTOL.
Yeah.
Fly around town.
That's fun. Can you, and these can't be upgraded, can they? Or they can't be
These
customized?
vehicles, no.
No.
The normal cars still have upgrades on them, yeah, but not
Is
the
there?
nines.
Are there any new kind of like performance enhancements for the cars and customizing them?
I don't believe so. We have a couple new upgrades that apply to all cars, but like the individual on the car performance enhancements, there isn't anything new there because they play a much smaller role in this game.
So Virus Collection is pretty much chop shop, as far as you've kind of gotten.
Yeah, it's kind of a rethemed chop shop. You can unlock some pretty amazing vehicles out of this. You get some special editions of like if you saw our very early vehicles, we had like the monster trucks that we saw in
I still need to get
Pierce's
monster
mission,
trucks.
and you can just like run over everything in the world with those, and you can get like a special edition, like a cyber version of of one of the monster trucks.
Okay, well we're actually running out of time here, but this has been quite a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in, and Dave, thank you for showing us this game and letting us see these horrible things you're doing to all these people. But yeah, Saints Row 4. When does this come out?
Comes out August 20th.
That's
19 days.
That's real soon. That's very soon. And this is going to be 360, PS3, and PC.
Absolutely.
And you can get a very special edition one that comes with a little glass case and it rotates on it. It's the Game of the Generation edition.
Yep.
I can't believe you
Get
guys actually went through with that.
yourself a dubstep gun.
Yep, you get like
Everybody
an actual
needs one.
dubstep gun. But yeah, and you guys are going to have like DLC and modding support for the PC version.
Yep.
That's huge. So yeah, thanks so much for coming by and chatting. And again, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, go over on, if you're watching on Twitch, go watch our stuff on YouTube. It's youtube.com/rev3games. I'm Max Scoville from Deep Silver Volition. This is Dave Bianchi. I'll see you guys around.